Yeah. Hello, children. I hope you people are listening the online classes. You are revising the topic, and you people are even completing the notes. You are you need to submit the notes when you are being asked. Okay. So be ready with all the notes, whatever the things being done till today. Okay. So don't take it as so easy, right? Without notes like that. Okay. This is what my suggestion for you. So you need to be sure for. Then next thing, right? So let's come back to our topic, right? So far, what we have discussed, right? Kidneys are the major excretory organs. Am I right? So now, if I ask you to summarize the narrative or to narrate, complete the summary of this chapter in a word. Narrate the summary of this chapter, excretion, the wastage disposal system in a word. Can you answer this? Yes, right? So what is the answer? Urination. Excretion is nothing but urination. Clear? So now why do we call excretion as urination? Right? Why? What is the major meaning? So you know that our body is having some millions and trillions of cells, and each cell is a miniature factory, and it undergoes various metabolic activities. Now, during these metabolic activities, water level is increased, ions are released, nitrogenous waste are being produced. Now, this nitrogenous waste, increased water, and released ions should be removed. Now, all these things are being taken up by blood, and from blood they are pumped to the kidneys, where they are being filtered and they are removed through urine. So, the major role in removing or in excretion of these materials is taken up by kidneys. So, therefore, we call kidneys as primary excretory organs. Clear? So, if someone asks you what are primary excretory organs, right? Then your answer will be kidneys. Why kidneys are called as primary excretory organs? Now, why do you call kidneys as the primary excretory organs? Because major amount of nitrogenous waste are being removed from kidneys, right? So therefore, we call kidneys as the primary excretory organs, right? So now let me start moving. I hope you people even so. Okay. Waiting room. So, right. So I hope you people you may having a doubt. What is your doubt? So, okay, till now excretory organs are only explaining about kidneys, right? Why the other organs, right, like our large intestine, or why the process of defecation is not being termed as excretion, right? So, why they are not called as excretory organs? This might be your doubts. Now, let us try to remove the curtain of your doubts by clarifying these things in present topics. So, let me announce my topic for today as accessory excretory organs. Right? Now, accessory is nothing but in addition. Right? You know, you are going to purchase a mobile. Accessories of mobile. That means what? In addition to the mobile, what do you get? You get headset, right? You get Bluetooth, you get case, right? You get memory card, you get a cable, right? All these are accessories, is it? So now the same way, apart the kidneys, what are the remaining accessory excretory organs in our body? In addition to kidneys, what are the different organs which play an important role in removing this waste from our body? Clear? So such organs are called as accessory excretory organs. These organs are also called as secondary excretory organs. What do we call? Secondary excretory organs. The primary excretory organs are kidneys. Now, in today's topic, let us try to investigate what are the different organs from our body which are called as secondary excretory organs. Right? Now, various organs we have, and among those organs, right? So, lungs, right? One of the organs which is lungs. Lungs are called as secondary excretory organs. How? Right? So far from the unit 2, we have discussed lungs as the respiratory organs. What are lungs? Respiratory organs. But in this particular topic, what am I saying you? These are even called as secondary excretory organs. Right? Why do we call them as secondary excretory organs? Right? So large amount of carbon dioxide and water are being removed from lungs. You know the equation of respiration. C6H12O6 plus 6O2 gives rise to 6CO2 plus H2O plus energy. That means glucose is being oxidized, water and carbon dioxide are the end products which are produced. Now, this water and carbon dioxide are removed by the lungs, right? So, here, so carbon dioxide and water is being removed by the lungs. Carbon dioxide, okay, it is removed in the form of gas. And how this water is being removed? Water is being removed in the form of water vapor, right? How it is being removed? It is removed in the form of water vapor. So therefore, now if you feel that how do lungs even remove water vapor? Now during this winter season, early in the mornings, stand in front of a mirror and start releasing your expired air through your mouth. So what do you observe there? So you find a film of water vapor which is being formed on the mirror surface, right? Because of this, what can we say? Water vapor is also being removed by our lungs. And you know that lungs are accessible to large amount of oxygen, isn't it? That means here the foreign material, because of large amount of oxygen, foreign materials undergo detoxification, and these are even because of removal of carbon dioxide and water in the form of vapor. Water vapor we call lungs as excretory organs, right? And the second excretory organ, the second accessory excretory organ. Now let us see. Can anyone see me? What is the largest organ of our body? Your time starts now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Kameshwar, good, right? So skin is the largest organ of our body, right? So now this skin is also called as accessory excretory organ, right? Now, why this skin is called as accessory excretory organ, right? Now let us see. So skin, you know that it is going to cover complete our body surface, right? So it is what we can say, it is to the exterior of our body. Now this skin contains certain glands, mainly 2 glands. One, the first gland is sweat glands. Right? What are the glands? Sweat glands. And second glands, we can call them as sebaceous glands. Right? 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 So sweat glands, and then next the other one it is sebaceous glands. I hope you people you know you remember the diagram of skin, right? Now you will be getting a picture of skin on your skin. You try to see it. Right. So I hope you are able to see the skin there, right? In the skin, right? Can you identify where are sweat glands and where are sebaceous glands, right? So now I hope you people are very clear, right? So sweat glands they open out in the form of pores, right? So from these pores they start giving out sweat, the excess amount of water. Along with water, certain amount of dissolved inorganic salts. And the chief inorganic salts present in the sweat is sodium chloride. Because of these inorganic salts, the taste of sweat is salty. Am I right? Did you taste sweat anytime? Yeah, definitely might be some other times, right? How do you feel the taste? Salty. Why you are feeling it as salty? Because of presence of this sodium chloride and other inorganic salts. So sweat glands, right? So they are richly supplied with blood, right? You can look after that. They are richly supplied with blood. From this blood, excess amount of water and inorganic salts are going to be removed or diffused, and certain amount or traces amount of metabolic waste are also being removed, like urea, lactic acid are the main components, and small amount of glucose and amino acids are also being removed from our skin, right? So, for example, if you feel large amount of lactic acid is being removed from our sweat, then what do you feel the taste of our sweat? Definitely it will be sour to taste. Suppose if large amount of glucose is being released, then it will be sweet in taste, right? But our sweat is salty in taste because of inorganic salts. Salts are major, urea, lactic acid are the next component, and very minute traces of amino acids, and the other things, what did I say you? Glucose are even removed from the skin, right? So from sweat glands. Then sebaceous glands, right? You find out sebaceous gland in the picture. So now from the sebaceous glands, right? They remove the oil. Oil is nothing but what do we call this oil as? Sebum. What is it? Sebum. Right? So now in this sebum, fat is being removed. That is nothing but lipids are being removed. Now, what are the different types of lipids which are being removed? They include waxes, they include sterols, they include hydrocarbons and fatty acids. So, what did I say you? What are the things? Waxes, yeah. Mobile. Yeah, right. Okay, so now, so from the sebaceous glands, sebum is being released, right? Now, what are the different things present in sebum? Fats, different fats. First one, what I told you. So, waxes, sterols, hydrocarbons, and fatty acids. So these are being removed from skin. So because of these reasons, right, skin is being called as accessory excretory organ. Water, salts, right? Then along with water and salts, I told you, nitrogenous base like urea, lactic acid, small amounts of glucose and amino acids are being removed. And here the fats are being removed like waxes, sterols, hydrocarbons, and the fatty acids. They are being removed from sebaceous glands. Because of this reason, skin is being termed as excretory organ, secondary or accessory excretory organ. Now, let us try to learn about the next organ. Before going with the next, right, I will ask you one more question. What is the largest gland of our body? Right, your time starts now. What is the largest gland of our body? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Pawan, good. Kameshwar, good. Right, liver. Right, liver is the largest gland. Pawan has answered first this time. Right, so liver is the largest gland of our body. Right, so liver is also an accessory excretory organ. Now, how or why this liver is called as accessory excretory organ? Now let us see. Right, you know all right, all they undergo detoxification in liver. Am I right? So apart from that, how it is playing a role as excretory organ? Now let us try to see this topic, right? So you know that. So RBC cells, the lifespan is only for 120 days. After 120 days, this RBC cells they start moving into the liver, right? So I hope you remember the picture of liver, and now you can look after so that particular liver structure on your screen, right? So I hope you can see the liver, right? The largest gland, the different lobes you can look at. Now, after 120 days, so RBC cells they go on to the liver. So after 120 days, so these RBC cells they go on to the liver. So now these RBC cells, so they are being disintegrated. Now during this disintegration, so hemoglobin is being released. Now, so this hemoglobin undergoes decomposition. During decomposition of hemoglobin, bile is being produced, bile juice is being produced. Now, this bile juice contains pigments, right? So, one pigment it is being named as bilirubin, right? And the other one is being termed as biliverdin, right? So, what did I say you, right? After 120 days, RBC cells go and die in the liver, and hemoglobin is being released during disintegration of RBC cells. Now, the produced hemoglobin undergoes decomposition, during which bile juice is being produced and bile pigments are being released and into the bile juice. These bile pigments include bilirubin and biliverdin. So they move into the alimentary canal, and the color of the feces is because of these pigments, these bile pigments. Along with these bile pigments, right? So some other things, even liver also excretes the excess amount of cholesterol, right? Because of this reason, we call fatty liver. I hope you have seen that, right? Term, you have listened the term fatty liver, right? Even liver helps in removing of excess amount of cholesterol, certain steroid hormones, excess amount of vitamins, and the detoxified drugs, right? All these things are being removed via bile into the alimentary canal, right? So, along with this bile, what are the different things? Excess amount of cholesterol, excess amount of steroid hormones, excess amount of vitamins, and detoxified drugs. They are also being released into the bile, and from bile they are being removed. From the alimentary canal. Because of this reason, we call liver as accessory or secondary excretory organ. Now, apart from this excretory organs, let's move into the next thing, right, which is small intestine. Sorry, which is the large intestine. Right? So I hope you people remember the diagram of large intestine. Yes, right? So now in this large intestine, right? If this is the large intestine, right? So the other name of, can anyone see me? What is the other name of large intestine? Right? Your time starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, what is the other name of large intestine? No one. I have counted till 4. What is the other name of large intestine? My goodness, right? So, what is the other name? Colon. Did you remember the word colon? Right? So, I hope you people should know this, right? So, we call this as ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon, rectum, and finally anus. Yes, I know. Right now you are answering. Right? So, what we can say, colon is the other name of large intestine. Right. So large intestine is also called as colon. Now, this colon, right, we know that the digestive waste are being excreted from this colon. Apart from this, right, digestive waste, right, so the epithelial cells of this colon, right, so epithelial cells of this colon, they transfer, that is what they absorb, right, some inorganic ions of calcium, magnesium, ion, that is what which are in excess, and they start eliminating or removing from this colon. So therefore, colon and that is what along with the feces, they are also being removed. So therefore, we call colon, right, or large intestine also as an excretory or accessory excretory organ. Now, apart from this large intestine, right, why do we call large intestine? Because of removal of digestive waste along with what it is, the excess amount of certain ions of calcium, magnesium, and iron, they are also being removed, right? Because of that reason, we call it as accessory excretory organ. Then apart from this large intestine, the other thing which are nothing but salivary glands. Right? If people know what is the function of salivary glands? What is the function of salivary glands? Answer me. Digestion, right? They help in digestion, right? Vishwa, right? Good. Produces saliva. And how many pairs of salivary glands are there? How many pairs of salivary glands are there in our mouth? How many pairs? Yeah, Kameshwar, good. 3 pairs of salivary glands are there, right? So you people should be in chat box, right? But even your should be proper, right? I'll only repeat, I'll only call the name of only the first child who is typing the answer. Okay. So now what it is, salivary glands, right? They are their major role is helping in digestion, and 3 pairs of salivary glands are being present in our mouth. Okay. Now, why these salivary glands, right? So, how these salivary glands are excretory organs? Now, let us try to see, right? So, the saliva, right? Large amount of, few amount of saliva you start taking in or you start ingesting, right? Apart from that, certain times you feel saliva to be spit out, right? Instead of taking in, you feel to spit out, right? So, that means that particular time the saliva contains certain amount of nitrogenous waste. Along with that nitrogenous waste, heavy metals are even present in saliva. So now salivary glands, they produce or they release saliva. this saliva contains, right? So certain amount of nitrogenous waste along with heavy metals. Since they are removed from them, so salivary glands are even called as excretory organs, accessory excretory organs. Then the other glands, what do we call them as lacrimal glands, right? Now, so can you see me? Where are these lacrimal glands present? Where are they located? Where are these lacrimal glands located? Yeah, Kameshwar, good, right? They are located in our eyes, at the corner of our eyes, right? So, right, Saicharan, right? So, okay, so they are located near the eyes. Now, why these lacrimal glands are called as? Can you say what do these lacrimal glands produce? What do these lacrimal glands produce? Yeah, Kameshwar, good, right? So, right, tears, right? Lacrimal glands produce tears, right? Neeru, good, right? So, tears are being produced. Now, in these tears, can anyone say what is the enzyme present in these tears? We have done in our class 9. What is the enzyme present in these tears? I told you, certain times crying is also very good. It makes our face bright, beautiful, isn't it? What is the enzyme present? So don't cry now, okay? What is the enzyme present in the tears? Lysosome, isn't it? It removes the dust particle, it kills the bacteria, whatever that is being present on our face, right? So that is the reason we feel, right, refreshed. We feel our skin of our face with a very freshness after crying. So have you ever observed this, right? Crying, right? So get scolding from your parents, then start crying one day, then start feeling about that. Okay. However, right? So lacrimal gland, they are producing tears, and certain amount of nitrogenous waste are even removed from tears, right? So therefore, right, we call lacrimal glands are also accessory excretory organs. Clear? Now, right? What are the different accessory excretory organs we have discussed so far? Are lungs, skin, liver, large intestine, salivary glands, and lacrimal glands. Okay. Now, so in today's class, what we have discussed, kidneys are called as primary excretory organs, and all these organs are called as accessory or secondary excretory organs. Clear? Now, why kidneys are called as primary excretory organs, and why these organs are called as accessory or secondary excretory organs? So you need to write about the definitions, right? And why so and so organ is being called as excretory organ, and what are the products removed from them? Okay, so the very important answer and essay answer can be asked and describe about accessory excretory organs, or what are the different accessory excretory organs. So this is what you need to write. So most of the people, you write lung, skin, liver, large intestine, but right, so you forget about salivary glands and lacrimal glands. Yeah, Kameshwar, right? Spleen is not being called as accessory excretory organ, right? So what happens in spleen? RBC cells, they degenerate, they decompose only in early days, in our childhood days, but not in as our age process, it doesn't, right? So it doesn't remove any of these things. And even the decomposed parts, whatever the things are there in the spleen, they are once again brought into the liver only. So we don't see spleen as the accessory excretory organ. And do you know where spleen is located? Do you know where spleen is located? Right? So many times we say spleen, right? Where? Above. Where? Above stomach. That is near our, what it is called as lung, right? Near to our lung, that is being located, right? And while explaining about pancreas, in the topic digestion, right? So I have told you, right, the tail of pancreas ends into their spleen, right? And that is present within above our diaphragm near to our lungs. Okay. So however, right, these are about the accessory excretory organs, right? Any queries or any doubts, we are being welcome. Right now, this time is for our discussion or for our interaction. Any doubts, you can ask me. No doubts? Then, if you don't have any doubts, I have doubts. Now you need to clear my doubts from the same topic. Yeah, are you ready? Oh, attendance. Don't worry about attendance. We are taking that. Attendance. Yeah, you don't have any doubts, right? So I give you, I count at a countdown of 5. You need to ask me the question. Or yes, you need to say me the answer, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, F, I, V, E. 5. Yeah. So, are you ready to answer my question? Right. So, what are the different accessory excretory organs? Right. At least write any 2 accessory excretory organs in the chat box. Yeah, good. Kameshwar, right? Liver, skin, lungs, right? Uday, good. Lungs, skin. Vishwak, only one. Someone, right? Okay, right? So that means you know what are the different things, right? So can you see me 2 accessory excretory organs which are present in our head region? 2 accessory excretory organs which are present in the region of our head, liver and large intestine, okay, head, in our head region. This is second question, right? Salivary glands and lacrimal glands, right? Right? Salivary glands and lacrimal glands, right? Then, so what are the 2 organs which helps in detoxification? Now, till now, whatever the accessory excretory organs we have went